What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Got Next podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Baldwin. My co-host, Donovan Moore.
Yeah.
Sure. We got Adam Flanagan back on the show today. What's good, Adam?
What's going on, everybody?
All right, so today we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs so far. Just covering all the series, like the first round and up to the second round where we are today. So hope you guys like the video, subscribe, all of that type of stuff, and enjoy the intro.
You ready, Playboy?
Yo, turn it up, Slay. I can't hear nothing.
Let's start with the East. So, let's go with probably the one that I thought was going to be pretty easy to talk about here. The 76ers versus the Wizards. So, how'd you guys feel about that series?
I mean, it went as expected.
Yeah, I mean, predictable from the start, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much as expected.
Did the Wizards win again?
Everybody knew Philly was winning that. Yeah.
I think they took one, right?
They took one, but it's one game.
I think
Embiid was out that game that they
I
won.
don't even think they won that game. Yeah, so it was much expected. I didn't really think the Wizards were going to. I'm glad they got a game though. It's kind of cool, I guess.
It's just their problem, bro. Like, first of all, Scott Brooks has to go. Like,
That's
their player development is horrible, bro. Like, they don't have, like, in the past, 3 years, but the only player that's really developed that stayed for them was Bradley Beal, of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Hachimura's gotten better, too. It's hard for him to get any shots. Hachimura's pretty good,
He's
too.
at the point where he's still getting pushed around a little bit too much for his size. Like, he's still not, being as dominant as he should be, I feel like. Like, he had a big leap this year, but, it's just that whole coaching staff, y'all just have to, completely rearrange. Scott Brooks, for one, just has to – it's just not his time anymore. Like, as a coach, he's not good anymore.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's facts.
I think that's facts. I think his rotations as far as lineups and stuff like that are absolutely terrible. I believe they need a center.
That's true.
I think Bertans was really bad for them this year after they just gave him $85 million, I think, for 5 years.
That's true as well.
Not a good sign right there. Thomas Bryant just coming off a big injury, so I don't know what his health is going to look like going forward. I just don't really know what the Wizards are going to do basically from here. So, I guess that's the Wizards. Anything else you guys want to say about the Wizards?
Figure it out.
Yeah, I said it all.
Yeah. So next is going to be Heat Bucks. Unfortunately, they got my Heat out of there in 4. That was a sweep, unfortunately. So let's talk about it. What can the Heat do to? What do you
think was What do you think as a fan of the team? What do you think you guys did wrong? As a whole.
I'm ready to talk about this. So basically, I was saying it from the beginning of last year. We were very predictable. Even last year in the playoffs, we were very predictable with the way we play. It's a bunch of handoffs, a bunch of dribble handoffs, and we try to get a shooter off the screen, and if they come up, we try to get it down to the big man, and then hopefully the big man can make the right play. But Duncan Robinson, you know what I'm saying? He's just so one-dimensional. I don't believe that we need him going forward. He was really good, for the time being, and we really did build him up from nothing. But I think we should be able to get something for him at this point. So I think Duncan Robinson needs to go. I believe Kendrick Nunn isn't really that good of a point guard for me. I don't really know what we were doing with that. We also built him from the ground up. So, we should still be able to get something from him, though. So I think Kendrick Nunn needs to go. Duncan Robinson needs to go. I think Oladipo. I don't really know what we need to do with Oladipo. I kind of want to keep him just to see what he'll do. But I think at the very least, Duncan Robinson and Nunn need to go. And Iguodala needs to retire, and Ariza probably needs to give it up too. So, yeah, that's what I think.
That was half your rotation right there,
bro. It was bad rotations, bro. Come on, Iggy's not even confident enough in his jump shot anymore to shoot open threes, and that was kind of the thing on the Warriors. It was he wasn't really that scared to shoot as well as he was playing really good defense. And for us, it's more just defense. You know what I'm saying? He's not giving us that same output on offense. So, and we really need offense. Jimmy Butler can't shoot like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not
at all
a shooter. He needs to get to the paint and then be able to kick it out. And Duncan Robinson's not a dribble guy, so he can get it. And if he's not open, he can't really do anything with it. So
yeah,
it was just very predictable. And the Bucks were ready for us this year. Drew Holiday was a big difference maker for them, and I saw this coming.
It didn't help that Tyler Hero was terrible all series too.
Yeah, bro, but he had an off year this year, and
he had a bad season.
Yeah, he just had an off year, honestly. And I'm not really upset about it because he's only a second-year player. Everybody's saying like he's trash and like we shouldn't have traded him for like
It happens.
traded him for Harden and stuff. Like it's only his second year. Like he just had a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like Kati is pregnant right now. It's a lot of stuff going on. You know, so it's facts. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna give him any excuses. He was trash. Absolutely, he was trash.
I'm hoping that this season for him just kind of like humbled him at least because I think Mitch, you talked about it that like. Apparently, a lot of the players like around the league and even in the locker room were saying he like kind of turned Hollywood after he had like a really, really good showing last year.
Right.
Like the first year he came out, played really well for y'all, but like maybe he needs to be humble. Maybe this will humble him just to be like, okay, let me take a step back because the one thing I would not want to see out of Tyler Hero is him turn into a Kyle Kuzma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he's way too like his ceiling is a lot higher than I think even he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So he just needs to kind of hone into that. Like I understand, like there's a lot going on with him, but like at the same time, same thing for everyone around the league. You just got to figure that out.
Right. And I think for him, he really sees that like he's expendable at this point. He's never really felt like that in his career. Yeah. And I think even Pat Riley was saying something like I can't remember exactly what he said in the press conference, but he was like, as far as Tyler, like he's still one of our good players and like going forward and stuff. But you could kind of tell that he's like, if you don't play better, you're not going to be here anymore. Like living in Miami and stuff, like he enjoys it for real. So yeah, I think he'll pick it up next year, but this year just wasn't our year. And I knew that coming in. So I'm not really disappointed. Anything else you guys want to say about the Heat? All right, cool.
Nah.
To the next one. The next series is, give me a second. The Nets and the Celtics.
That pretty much went as expected too. Jason Tatum did his thing. Like he at least got a game out of it because nobody else showed up. Kemba Walker wasn't really good at all this year. Same case as other players around the league. And at least Boston got one game, but we pretty much expected Brooklyn to take that easy. So,
what about you, Adam? What'd you see?
I just feel like with the Celtics, it's coming down to a point where like they really need to sit down as a team and just be like, okay, who needs to go? What do we need going forward? Because like they're almost in the same situation as the Wizards right now. Like, yeah, they're a better team. Like, if you really want to like break it down, but at the same time, like you got one star in Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal. You got a point guard that's not like he's still that like Kemba Walker can still run. Like, don't get me wrong, he can.
They're missing Jaylen Brown too, but that wouldn't have made a difference. But
it wouldn't have made a difference.
At the same time, like Jaylen Brown had a really, really hot start to the season, as we saw. But it's like almost like that start to the season, like it like went away so quickly because he just kind of went back to being a role player. But he's not. Like that kid could be a star at the end of the day, and we all saw that. But like Tristan Thompson needs to go. They need a bona fide center. It's the same thing with the Wizards. Like I said, they need a bona fide center. If they don't have a center, they're not going to win any games.
Robert Williams was pretty good. He just got injured a lot.
Even so, though, bro, like Robert Williams wasn't their plan. You know what I'm saying? Like Robert Williams wasn't their go-to. Like this is going to be our center for the future. He just happened to show up at a good time, which I appreciate because he's a good player and stuff. Mm-hmm. They need a better center. He could be off the bench for them.
Right.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
And I think spread the floor. They can move the ball. They can spread the floor. But like, it really comes down to them getting like just dominated in the paint. Like they're not. There's no one that can stop. Like almost like put them up against the Hawks where they're gonna get like Capella's gonna have a field day.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Any solid center is going to destroy them. Like you got Bam, you got Embiid, and you got who you just said. I forgot who you just said that fast. My bad. Capella. Yeah, you got those guys in the East. Like those are the teams you have to compete with. You need a center. Like, and we've been saying that, Dono. How many times we've been saying the Celtics need a center, bro?
We said that for almost a year now. It's coming up on a year because we said it last summer when they went to the bubble. Then we said it throughout the whole fall, winter. Now we're in a whole other summer, and we're still saying the same thing. It's terrible,
thing, bro. It has to change, bro.
We're saying the same thing. They're trying to Kemba Walker, and they need a center.
They're trying to bring back Al Horford, bro. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
What does Al Horford have left, bro? That's not your guy, bro. Bro.
He was done after the Hawks.
They need to spend money on a center, bro. Like I just don't understand why they keep thinking that they can get by with no center, bro.
They might as well just go after Drummond.
Literally, they might as well go after Drummond or somebody like that. Somebody, please. Like
Drummond and Robert Williams would be a solid 1-2 combo. Energy, defense, rebounding. That's all they need.
That's all they need, and it doesn't have to be an all-star center, but somebody that is good at their job. Like
at least serviceable.
I'm saying, like Clint Capella, bro. Like he's not an all-star, but he's gonna go out there and get you a double-double with like maybe 15 rebounds. Like that's
every night.
Every night, literally every night. Literally. And Kemba Walker, we were saying it from the beginning. Kemba Walker's not a fit for this team. I don't think that.
Not at all.
I don't see how they, like tried it out with Kyrie and then we're like, okay, let's go get another Kyrie that's even worse and then see how that works. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. I don't get it.
He's someone that needs to be like Kemba needs to be on a team by himself. We saw what he did with the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to be by himself. He can't he's not the type to like push the tempo and be the one to like facilitate everything. He needs to be ball dominant. he needs to be able to score when he wants. But with Tatum on the floor, that's not going to happen because Kemba's not the first option anymore.
And you still got Jaylen Brown when he's in, so Kemba will be the third option if that's the case.
He's hitting. Like he's as good as like somebody of his like play style can be. So
yeah.
I mean, the Celtics just need a point guard that can play defense, and then Kemba Walker was their highest paid player, which a lot of people don't know. So like that's just for him to be producing the way he was, that's just not good. So yeah,
unacceptable.
Let's get somebody in there. Let's get a center. So yeah, that's what's up with the Celtics. Anything else you guys want to say on them?
Nah.
All right, cool. And then let's touch on the Hawks versus Knicks before we go over to the West. So Hawks versus Knicks. So what do you guys think about that series?
I thought it would be closer than what it was. I really did. I didn't.
Yeah, I was disappointed, man. I was really disappointed in that Knicks. I was saying all year, like I was like really like striving for Julius Randle. Like I was like,
I'm disappointed in him. Julius Randle was terrible.
But also
terrible.
It's hard because even Mitchell was like, yeah, he's playing like it's almost like Jaylen Brown. Like he can play really well in the regular season. Almost a Paul George. You can play really well in the regular season. If you can't produce in the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
None of that matters. Literally, none of that matters.
Yeah.
So like,
it does, like it's so. He looks so good, and like I was like, oh wow, he might be an MVP candidate. Mm-hmm. But he gets to the playoffs, and he's not even putting up. He would put up what 15 points a game.
He was averaging 14.
Shooting terrible too. Like what? The first game he shot like what 4 for 20 or something. Like it was something terrible, bro.
Yeah. He averaged 14 points for the series, like 14. Yeah. So I mean.
The only person that showed up to play was Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, bro. And I bro, like Donna, when we were talking about this before, I was like, bro, the Hawks are an issue. Like, and I don't see the Knicks stopping them. I really didn't. Like, nobody can guard Trae Young. I said it. Like, no one on that.
I just thought the way the Knicks played, they played physical, they played defense. I'm like, that's playoff basketball. So I'm thinking Julius Randle going ball out.
Nah, but Julius Randle and Derrick Rose can't be your best players. It doesn't matter if you're the Knicks, the Timberwolves, like those, like you just can't play in playoffs with those two guys. Those can't be your guys.
Right.
So I didn't see them going really anywhere, and I kind of saw it like ending in 5, the way it did. So I know, I don't really know what else to say on that. Anybody else?
I'm not like I wasn't upset at the result because I want to see the Hawks go. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to do well.
Right.
So I wasn't upset about it, but it was just like. I will say, actually, I was very happy to see this side of Trae Young. This is the side that I didn't think he had. Like that, I'm gonna do what I want. Like I can end this series when I want to. I love seeing that side of him. Like that's the side I didn't think he had. So that I love seeing that. I hope he can carry that throughout the playoffs and just take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Last thing I'm gonna say on the Hawks. I told somebody last year, I told Jean-Luc, I was like, look, Trae Young is going to be a better player than Steph Curry, but Steph Curry will have the better career as far as like MVP and championships.
We talked about that in the last part, or like what was the first podcast that we all did together.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, bro. But like I see it in him, bro. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do nothing with him. His handles, he can shoot, and he's a great passer. Like he was second in assists this year. Like I think it's like his second, third year, bro. Like he's gonna be a beast going forward. Like absolutely. But and anybody else want to say anything about the Hawks?
Nah.
Yeah, let's talk about the Knicks real quick though. So what do you think the Knicks need to do to like be better for next season?
They
need more shooters. They need shooters and probably another playmaker.
They need a point guard.
I think they should go out and try to get Lonzo.
Yes. I think Lonzo's going to be at the top of a lot of teams' list, whether it's the Clippers, the Celtics.
Their number one priority.
Or try to get Kemba Walker, to be honest. They already got enough defenders. Get Kemba Walker.
Get Kemba Walker. Absolutely. I can see that. But let's go ahead and move over to the West. So, first series we're going to talk about is the Grizzlies versus the Jazz. So, what you guys see in this series?
I didn't have the Jazz winning that series. If I'm being 100% honest, I didn't see. I wasn't like, I know how good the Jazz are. I really do. It's just like, I felt like Ja Morant was going to take over. I thought Jaren Jackson was going to play a little bit better. I didn't have the Jazz winning that. Like, not even. I thought it was going to end in 5.
Okay.
I thought a lot of the Jazz play style from this year was a lot of hype, and I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's tough because they did play well. They were a very, very good team. I just didn't like believe in them. I still don't. I don't think they're gonna make it out of the West.
Okay. What about you, Donna?
No, I expected the Jazz to win this series, but I give Memphis credit. They fought basically every game. It's not like these were all just blowouts. I think besides one game that was maybe a blowout. I think they were all in foul trouble. But besides that, Memphis competed every game, and that's kudos to them for what's this, like their first time in the playoffs in a few years. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they could build from this, and because they don't really have a bench or solid scoring outside of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. Really, Dylan Brooks had a couple good games sprinkled in there, but. You know, for this to be their first time in the playoffs in a few years, this is a good start for Memphis, so they can only elevate from here.
They definitely have, as a team, they have a bright future. They're definitely building a foundation now, which is like you see a lot of teams that they're not doing that. Like the Knicks, they're not really building that great foundation. Mm-hmm. Like, but you can see it in the Grizzlies. They're trying to figure it out now. Like they lose their first series in a long time, like you said, and now they're like, okay, let's get on it. Like, what can we get for next year? Something the Celtics aren't doing. The Celtics are like, oh, we'll just stay stagnant. We'll figure it out later. Right. Like, no, figure it out now. You lose, let's go and figure it out now. Let's get ready for the next season. It's a long summer.
Great point.
That can be made.
As far as my thoughts on this series, I did see the Jazz winning just because they have the better overall team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Ja Morant, man, Ja Morant stepped up. Didn't he have 47 in one game?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dog, like,
yeah.
I didn't even see the Grizzlies making the playoffs, first of all. But like for me to see them make the playoffs, like and really push with Dylan Brooks being probably their second best player or third best player behind Valanciunas and Ja Morant, like great, like really good. Grayson Allen even stepped up, and I've liked Grayson Allen a lot, and it was really good to see him play well. But they're going to be a problem going forward, especially if they build around Ja Morant correctly. I'm not the biggest fan of Jaren Jackson, but he is really good on defense. So. I don't really know what they're gonna do going forward, but I love what I saw from the Grizzlies. I like Donald said, they fought. You know, I mean, it wasn't really, it was no blowouts. Like nothing was sweet about that series whatsoever, and they gave everything they had. And Ja Morant's gonna be a problem going forward. That's really all I got to say about it.
100%, yeah,
definitely.
I do want to take some time here to like kind of compare the DeArron Fox and Ja Morant thing because I feel like the Kings have a better team and everything around him, and the Kings have yet to make the playoffs with DeArron Fox. Like. I don't
know if their team is better.
Like,
I don't
think the Kings have a better team.
On paper, I think they have a better team, bro. Like, if you think about it, Harrison Barnes, like past champion, I think he averages about 18. Like, that's pretty good. Marvin Bagley is no slouch. Buddy Hield is no slouch. They got Tyrese Halliburton that played really well this year. Hassan Whiteside, DeArron Fox. Like, I feel like that's enough. That's more than the Grizzlies have. I feel like.
Yeah, that's like Marvin Bagley didn't show up this year.
He was injured a lot this year too.
Rashawn Holmes was good though.
Even before injuries, like Marvin Bagley didn't show up.
And their coaching is bad. Luke Walton is not a good coach.
Luke Walton is atrocious at coaching, bro. Yeah,
he should have figured that out after the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. He had everything with that Lakers. He had so much with that Lakers team, and we did nothing that year. Didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. I don't put that. I think De'Aaron Fox is like one of the most underrated point guards, and like, underrated where people don't think he's good. Underrated where they don't talk about him enough though. Like De'Aaron Fox is a good player. I really don't put anything on him. That kid goes out every single night and like he figures it out. He would do anything to win. Tyrese Halliburton is literally like that was the steal of the draft. I think was Tyrese Halliburton. I don't think anybody
did have a solid year, very solid year.
It's on him going into the draft, or I didn't at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he came out this one. De'Aaron Fox like either cut or needed to sit.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the Nuggets versus TrailBlazers.
I'm honestly disappointed in Portland. I'll just start off the bat with that. I'll just start off the bat.
Yeah.
Denver was missing their starting backcourt. It was just Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. Damian Lillard did his thing. Every game, he was balling.
Yo, listen, I respect.
It was the rest of the team. CJ McCollum.
Yeah. I respect Damian Lillard for, wanting to be loyal and give Portland what they want, but Portland's not giving it back to him. Like that staff is not trying to help him out. He needs to go. Like he needs to, if he wants to win and he wants to win a ring, he needs to get out of Portland. It's not going to happen in Portland ever. I don't think they'll ever make a finals. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So, I love CJ McCollum, but he's so hit or miss now with me. Like he's either going to be on or he's going to be the worst player on that team. You know what I'm saying? And God, Nurkic, he's not. Me and Mitch have been saying it for literally the past year and a half. Yeah. Nikola Jokic is not a center that's going to get you to that finals or conference finals, anything like that. He's a good player, but he's not going to do it for anybody.
Right.
It's another disappointing year from Portland.
I never really had Portland really doing much. I think Robert Covington, I don't think it's really talked about how bad his shooting was this year. I really thought he was going to be better for them. He's really good on defense, of course, but I thought he was a better spot up shooter. I really thought that was going to be a big pickup for them, and it just didn't end up being that. I didn't really like the me and Donald talked about it when it happened. I didn't like the Gary Trent trade either. I don't think Norman Powell really brings anything that Dame and CJ don't already bring to the table. So I don't
not at all.
Yeah, I don't really see where that went with. I don't know what the thinking was behind that. Dame is 6'3", CJ McCollum is 6'3", maybe shorter, and Norman Powell is 6'3". Come on, bro. Those are all your guards. You have no tall guards that can also play defense. They're all offensive guards that are 6'3". That's not going to work out at all anywhere. So
no.
I don't know, man. And I feel like if that's what the big move was to help Dame getting rid of Gary Trent, when honestly Gary Trent probably could have done more than Norman Powell did in this series. I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. I don't know what the thinking is.
That Gary Trent was doing at the end of the year in the bubble last year that kid was working his ass off.
He was balling this year too.
Bro, he went on the Raptors and dropped the 40 ball, bro. He's a good player. Absolutely.
How do you look at what he did for that team in the bubble last year? Yeah, they didn't make it, of course, but what he did in those two series,
right?
Or 2 or 3 series, whatever it was,
right?
And you see what he did. I'm yeah, let's get him out of here.
That's what, bro. How do you look at him and be yeah, that's the problem. He's the problem.
That staff doesn't want to help Dame. Dame is doing everything he can, and that staff is yeah, whatever, figure it out. It doesn't make sense.
Literally, it doesn't make sense.
Get out of there.
Yeah, at this point, if that's your big move to help CJ, I don't get it. So yeah, I don't like that for them, and they need to be better going forward if they want to keep Dame. Is that everything for that series?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Mavs and Clippers, one of my favorite series for the first round. What you guys see from the Mavs and Clippers series?
Luka did everything in his power to try to get the series done, but kudos to Kawhi because Kawhi stepped up.
He did.
Yeah,
when the Clippers needed him most, Kawhi stepped up and did his thing, and you got to give him his props. He literally willed them to win the series. After they went down, 3-2, and the Mavericks won Game 5, I was like, oh, this might be over.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I tweeted it out as another thing. If the Mavericks want to be successful, they have a really good team. They're building a foundation, but if they want to be successful, then Kristaps got to get out of there. They got to move him.
Yeah,
he's not it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I know he said he feels like an afterthought. He is. Unfortunately,
he is.
He is, bro.
No, fact.
I don't feel like a second start. You're not. You're not gonna. He's got to realize that he's not on the Knicks no more. He's not balling like he was on the Knicks. So if they want to be successful, I think they keep everything they have right now. Literally, just keep everything they have. Get Kristaps out of there. He's got to go. He's not gonna do it anymore, and he's made of glass. So what's that gonna do for you?
That too.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, I would I don't know how well his draft or not his draft stock, his trade stock would be right now, but
that's a good question.
A high draft pick. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good power forwards coming into this draft. I'm pretty sure. So maybe try to get a high draft pick and maybe a decent role player again, and just go from there. And I think they'll be successful.
There's 3 things I want to point out about the Mavericks. One, they need a center. Marjanovic and who's it? Dwight Powell, bro. Come on, guys. Like that's not. You're not competing with those guys, bro. Come on,
dude. I don't know. I like Boba. I think if you guys like really watch that season, watch him. He stepped up in ways I didn't think he had game. Like I thought he was just another 7+ footer that can like barely move. He was hooping. He really was.
He's good. He's really good around the rim and stuff, bro. But like, you got to have a center that can also guard on the perimeter a little bit. At least try and like stay like be able to like move laterally. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the lateral movement to be able to stick with people. And outside of the paint, he's not really a factor. But he can stay on the team. Like he's good. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't need to be their starter. Not at all. He cannot start for that team for them to be successful. That's one thing. Second thing is they need another ball handler because Jalen Brunson is probably the only other person on that team that I trust with the basketball. And that's an issue because he's undersized. He's a good player, but like undersized. Absolutely. I don't really think I don't think that can be your guy really. Maybe Victor Oladipo is somebody they look at. I would like that fit, honestly. And I forgot what my third point was, to be honest with you. But my third point was Josh Richardson and Seth Curry. That switch did not work. That was a very bad trade for me at the time. I didn't understand how the Mavericks could look at Seth Curry, like you said about the last person we were talking about, Gary Trent. How they like saw last year's series and they looked and were like, yeah, you're the problem, Seth Curry. Let's get rid of you, Josh Richardson. You know what I'm saying? And Josh Richardson brought nothing. Like, tell me his stat line. You can't even tell me any of his stats. He was non-existent the entire time.
I liked it at first because I was like, okay, I mean, the Mavs have like decent shooters where they don't like need Seth, and then they made the trade and the season went the way it did with Josh Richardson. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't know. That was just I didn't like that. I don't like that for them. But yeah, going forward, they should be okay. It's just I think they need to be really careful about the decisions they make from here on out because Luka can go anywhere he wants at this point. Everybody would like to play with Luka. So, they just need to be cautious about what they do going forward. So we got the Suns versus Lakers series. Adam, you go ahead and take it away with Suns versus Lakers, man. What'd you see from your team?
I saw a whole lot of nothing, man. I didn't see a defending champion team. I saw a 37-year-old working his ass off to even get us more than a couple games. I saw a all-star Anthony Davis in street clothes. I saw Kyle Kuzma looking like me on the basketball court. I saw Cardwell Pope hitting this side of the backboard multiple times. I saw a broken team. I didn't see a championship team. I was very disappointed in everyone's performance. I will say though, and it actually was making me mad a little bit, like on Twitter. Listen, was LeBron exaggerating a little bit throughout this series on some of the hits he was taking? Yes. Remember, he is a 37-year-old that has been doing this at a high level since 18. Some of these hits probably are messing him up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's grinded his body out for the last 18 years plus. Like, some of these hits are probably taking a toll. You know what I'm saying? So like everyone on Twitter, like, oh, LeBron's faking, blah blah blah. Was he exaggerating? Yes, but who in the league doesn't anymore? Get your points. We're trying to get our points. We're trying to get our techs. We're trying to get more points on the board. We're losing a series. We're losing a series as defending champs to a team that had 15 wins last year. So it's like, I don't know, man. I saw a broken team. I'll end my little rant off by just saying I am very happy for the Suns. If we're going to lose to anybody, I'm glad it was the Suns. Devin Booker, that kid's an all-star. He's the next all-star of the league. Like, he is the next guy. Mark my words, he's the next guy out of everybody that's in the league right now. He is it. Chris Paul, I want to see get a ring, so I'm very happy for him. DeAndre Ayton, I think he's finally stepping up and figuring it out, which he needed to do a year ago, but it takes time. So yeah, if we lost to anybody, I'm glad it was the Suns, and I hope they go. I hope they win the West. So
I think you said a lot there, honestly, and I think I'm going to first touch off on the Kyle Kuzma point. What the fuck, Kyle Kuzma? I hate to cuss on you, but what the hell was that?
No, let loose. I'm sick of it. Let loose. I'm sick of it.
They gave him an extension, bro, and he was like, cool, thank you guys. I'm going to come out here and give you nothing in return. That was terrible, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything as bad as that. Like, that was really bad, Kyle Kuzma. Like, nothing. He gave you 2 points in some games, 0 points in others. Like, bro, where were you the entire time?
And dude, you know, with that whole thing, people said I was crazy for this. People thought I was insane. I said from the jump when we traded for Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma should have been in that trade package besides Lonzo. Lonzo should have been the one to stay 1,000,000%. And people thought I was crazy. People literally looked at me and was like, oh, Lonzo sucks. He can't hit a shot. And what's Lonzo doing over the past 2 years? Improving, bro. It's sickening, bro. It's so sickening to see what Kyle Kuzma's doing.
And I see where you're coming from with that. But my thing is, the Pelicans saw this coming. They're just like, yeah, we don't want Kyle Kuzma. Come on, like, they saw this. They saw that. They were like, yeah, we don't want Kyle Kuzma. We only want Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart, and whoever else they took. They're just like, yeah, that's what we want. Kyle Kuzma sucks, and we're seeing it.
I'd rather have Josh Hart.
Yeah, literally, I'd rather have Josh Hart out there. Literally,
I'd rather have Josh Hart on this team right now besides Kyle Kuzma.
He will at least get 8 rebounds if he's not going to score a point. He'll get rebounds, absolutely. Dono, how do you feel about this?
It's just tough to say. LeBron came back from injury. The Lakers struggled, willed themselves into the playoffs. So I'm like, all right, they're in the playoffs now. They're good. They'll be all right. Anthony Davis wasn't stepping up all year. Dennis Schroeder, who knows what happened to him. He was terrible. The rotations were terrible. Honestly, Montrezl Harrell wasn't getting enough playing time. Because Montrezl Harrell is somebody you need in playoff series because he has heart. No matter what, even if he's not scoring, he has heart. So you need people like that on the court no matter what. Markieff Morris should have had more playing time out there. Marc Gasol should have been playing more. It's just.
I'm gonna give up on Marc Gasol at this point. He needs to retire.
He was better than Drummond. He's smart. He could shoot the three. He could pass the ball.
I would have rather had Montrezl out there, like you said, rather than Marc Gasol.
I'm saying as their center combo, Gasol and Harrell. Just switch between those two. Drummond shouldn't have been. Yeah, Drummond shouldn't have been playing that much. Right. Kyle Kuzma was bad. It was just tough to see, and you could tell LeBron wasn't really back into game shape yet, but he was still playing anyway because it's like my team needs me. Anthony Davis isn't going to step up; he's hurt. So it was just sucks to see the Lakers dealt with injuries all year, but. Maybe this long break will help them because, you know, after coming off the finals in the bubble, they only had a month and a half, 2 months maximum off. So this long break, who knows what's going to happen next year? It's still a long off season ahead. So I still got full faith in the Lakers. They'll be good. Like, kudos to Phoenix, though, because they definitely did their thing. Cameron Payne, I just thought he was a dancer and good for handshakes. He was balling.
Yes, exactly.
He was balling.
I respect players like Cameron Payne, bro. He's going to go out like – he's been on the back burner. Like, I didn't even honestly before the season started, I forgot he was in the league.
Thank you.
I'm being so serious. I didn't know he was in the league. So for him to go out and play the way he did, and he played scrappy too. I didn't think he had that side. Same with Trae Young. I didn't think he had that side in him. So to see him get scrappy and actually go out and he helped that team. That was so big for them for him to play well. And I've respected. Like I said, the Suns are a team. If you don't respect the Suns, you don't like basketball. Like, you don't enjoy basketball. You hate, and you're a casual.
You hate the underdog story.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You're a casual. If you don't like the Suns and you don't like how what they're doing and what they've achieved over the past couple of years, bro, you're a casual, bro. Don't talk to me about
very casual.
Yeah, bro. My mom was here yesterday, bro, and the first thing she said to me was, "Have you been watching the Phoenix Suns?" My mom does not watch basketball. I was and they were my dark horse when me and Dono had the episode.
I'm good.
They were my dark horse for it was either the Mavericks or the Suns, and the Suns are doing their thing. I knew Devin Booker was going to be like this. I knew it from the moment. The only X factor for them was DeAndre Ayton, and the fact that DeAndre Ayton is playing out of his mind right now. That's why they're playing
on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively.
And we talked about it. I said, look, DeAndre Ayton needs to be aggressive. I'm like, he can shoot mid-range shots. He can shoot. He can get a shot up over anybody. He's 7'1".
He has great hands too. Great hands.
There's no reason that he should not be out here getting 18 and 10 every game. He's been doing that and more. So
yeah.
Kudos to the Suns, and I hope that they win. I hope Chris Paul doesn't get injured, but we just saw Kyrie get injured like he always does. So I'm hoping Chris Paul doesn't go down that same road, but the Suns are playing really well so far. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Lakers are going to look completely different next year. Let me put that out there. That's not going to be the same team.
I agree. I'll take that right now, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the over on them getting at least 4 guys out of there for next season. So
yeah.
Let's talk about the playoff series for right now. So it's Jazz and Clippers right now. So let's talk about that.
That's 2-1, right?
2-1 right now. Yep.
Is Donovan Mitchell playing tonight?
I don't know. Donovan Mitchell re-injured his ankle, so I'm not really sure, and he was limping on it. So
yeah,
I had the Jazz, man, but it looks like the Clippers might end up making the conference finals, and
I had the Clippers winning this series, but when they went down 0-2, I was like, this isn't Dallas. I was like, this isn't Dallas. The Jazz have a complete team, but Mike Conley's out, and then if Donovan Mitchell is slightly hurt, nobody on Utah can get their own shot if those two aren't creating. They have shooters, but nobody can create their own shot, and you need a shot creator in the playoffs. So,
wait, no, they do have Jordan Clarkson who can create his own shot, but he's not.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson, that kid's
not a point guard though, so he can't.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson is like he's the definition of hit or miss for me. Either he's very hot or he's very cold. You're not going to get anything else. Nothing in between. He has no median. It's just hot or cold.
He can run the point though. He ran the point when he was with the Lakers a few years back. He can run the point if they like truly need it. I mean, it's like a last option. Like, oh, damn,
right.
You throw Clarkson there at the one, but like he can do it.
I mean, I'm not saying that he can't run the point guard, but anytime you have a shoot first point guard on like a team oriented team, I don't
doesn't bode well.
It's not gonna work out. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like Nick Young running point guard for the Lakers back then. Like he's not looking to pass the ball, get people involved. He's looking to come down and get an open three. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel about Jordan Clarkson. But the Clippers keep getting lucky to me, bro. Like the Clippers should have been out of the playoffs by now. They keep getting lucky, bro. Like the Mavericks only lost because they don't have another ball handler. Literally, like if they had any other ball handler, if Kristaps was able to give them 10 points a game, they win that series. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
They got lucky, bro. And then now Donovan Mitchell gets injured, and now they might just walk into the conference finals, which I guess is what they wanted by like dodging the Lakers for that last game and tanking those last two games. But I think it's cowardly, bro. I don't like the Clippers, bro. I don't
know if they'll beat Phoenix though. If that is the matchup, Clippers versus Phoenix, it'll be a great series, but I could see Phoenix taking that in 7 if everybody's healthy.
Mentally, bro. Yeah. Like this Chris Paul, bro. Like mentally, he's on a different level, bro. Especially since he's playing.
They have a great coach too. Monty Williams should have been coach of the year.
Right, he's playing his old team in the Clippers, and then Devin Booker already don't like Paul George, and then he hit that game winner over Kawhi and Paul George last year in the bubble. Like, there's a lot of history there, and I think that like you can't give Chris Paul and Devin Booker more motivation. You know what I'm saying? So I got the Suns. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I will say me and Donna were talking about it before we started. Paul George is stepping up in the playoffs.
That last game he played very well. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I hate this Clippers team. I really do. You won't hear me talk more trash about a team than this Clippers team of the past 2 years. But bro, like if Paul George is producing, it's kind of scary. If I'm being honest, if Paul George can play like he's been playing in the regular season for his career, then it's going to be scary for a lot of matchups. So
I kind of agree, but like even so, in a lot of these games,
I know you hate Paul George, bro. So.
No, I'm not even trying to. I'm not gonna hate on him. Like literally, like if he's playing well, like I appreciate that because I love Paul George. Like I told you, like back in Miami Heat days, that was my guy, bro, and he was playing on the other. But like even when Paul George is playing well and Kawhi's playing well, it's still taking like a Reggie Jackson or somebody else to step up for them to really get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's scary for them, but like they still need a point guard. So when they get a good point guard in there, like Alonzo Ball or somebody like that, then I'm in on it. You know what I mean?
They should have been had on.
I think Rondo's gonna come up clutch. That Rondo move.
Rondo's getting DMPs, bro. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know why.
He's getting DMPs.
I don't know why.
Behind Reggie Jackson, like that's something to look at.
Reggie Jackson's been balling. I gotta give Reggie Jackson credit. He's been balling.
I don't know what happened to him, but someone gave him something. He's been hooping.
Yeah, but Rondo, I would play Rondo over Patrick Beverley.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yo, Beverley sucks. He's not good. There's not one thing in this game that he's good at. He's not good at, bro. He's not good at defense, bro. Just because you can run at someone and push them all around and foul them for 6 fouls in 10 minutes, bro, you're not good. I can do that. Put me on the court. Give me $100,000 a year. I would do the same thing Patrick Beverley's doing. Plus, let me get a couple buckets. I'm not like, he's not. There's not one thing at the game of basketball that he's good at. He should play ping pong. At this point, he's not good. I'm so tired of people talking about Patrick Beverley like he's good. He's butt. He's bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Okay, then.
I want this Clippers team to burn, okay? I'm so tired of this Clippers bro. They're not good. This isn't Kawhi's town just because they make it farther in the playoffs on luck. Like it's not Kawhi's town. Paul George, pandemic, he was doomed from the start. Like I want this team burned. Like get them out of this. Get this team out of the league, bro. I'm sick of it, bro.
Wow. Before we move on, I am gonna say Patrick Beverley's defense is not as good as I thought it used to be, bro. Honestly.
He sucks. he sucks.
All right, Adam is fired up. Let's get on the Suns. Let's get on the Suns and Nuggets series. I feel like there's not that much to talk about here. Without Jamal Murray, I didn't really see it happening, and that's really what happened.
I expected Denver to at least make it somewhat competitive. I thought they would get 1 or 2 games. I thought it could have went 6, but Phoenix is just on a different level right now. So that they're going to be well rested for whoever they play in the conference finals. So
that's good for Chris Paul. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's it. My only other thing about the Nuggets is just that their best player is an offensive player, so they didn't really have much defense in this.
Right. Congrats to Jokic as well on the MVP. I don't think we've had an episode to congratulate him for. So congrats to Jokic because he's.
And I called it. Just want to put it out there. I called it a long time ago, but it's okay. It's all good.
Listen, man, Mitch, I will give that to you. Who was I talking to about this? I forgot who it was, but I told him, man, like, you know, we had people like Julius Randle this year that stepped up. Steph Curry arguably had his best overall season.
Yeah.
Paul made a case. I think you honestly, I mean, it's probably biased, but I think you can always throw LeBron in there, KD as well, but. Man, there's nobody. Embiid is also an honorable mention, but like
Harden before the hamstring injury too was up there.
There's nobody in this league, like from the 1 spot to the 5 spot, that can do what Jokic does on a consistent basis.
Nobody, bro, nobody. And I've played with a kid like Jokic, like on a smaller scale. Like this is kid at high point, really good at rebounding, like unathletic and stuff like that. Great like behind the back passes and stuff, bro. I play with somebody like that. Like you can tell how much they affect the game and like. I love Jokic, bro. Like he does what Joel Embiid does, not on the defensive end though, but he more than makes up for it with his passing, bro. Like they run their offense through their center. I've never seen something like that before. Like he deserved it, honestly, 100% deserved it.
Yeah, well deserved.
So next series, we're gonna talk about is the Bucks versus the Nets.
That's looking like a great series now, but it's unfortunately due to the injuries.
Right.
Without the injuries, I'm pretty sure Milwaukee would be on the brink of elimination, or it would be 3-1 or something like that right now. Like,
yeah, but before the injuries, I had them only getting 1 or 2 games. But now I think the Bucks win this. To be honest with you.
I mean,
is Kyrie out for the rest of the series, or what's?
I think that's what it rides on. I really think
my ankle, bro, and I know what that shit feels like, and mine was nothing like his, bro. Like I remember, like in high school when I injured mine, I was on crutches and stuff. That was 2-3 weeks, and that was just as bad as his. So he's gonna be out for a little bit. I'm being honest.
Wow. I mean, so if KD can't pull this out, will he get the same criticism that LeBron gets? Because nobody would spare LeBron if that was the case.
No. KD should be able to go out there and make it work. All right, at least.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we're all clear on all ends. Okay, all right, good.
Make it shake. All right, this is the first time he hasn't had another All-Star on the floor with him. I want to see what he could do. Shoot, LeBron did it with Dellavedova. I don't see why he can't do it with Joe Harris and Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And this is no super team.
LeBron did it with Timothy Mozgov. Okay, I'm like, dog.
And this isn't even a super team. This is the Milwaukee Bucks. No reason that he should not be able to get a dub or 2 off of these guys.
I fully agree.
So last but not least, we're gonna talk about the Hawks and the Sixers. And you guys were talking about this before I got on the call. So how do you guys feel about the series?
I forgot what we were saying about it. I just don't think Philly's as good as a team. Like I don't think they have a lot of pieces and they should be really good. I just don't think they have any dog mentality players besides Embiid to really get it done. Ben Simmons is honestly like he's on my hit list right now. Like he's just not elevating. He always like
he can't shoot.
I haven't seen a lot of progression in him over the past however many years he's been in the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. Right. I want them to lose almost. Like I know that sounds bad, but like I just don't like. I think they're a team that needs to like after this season they need to be like, okay, what can we get for Ben Simmons? Because I think that's the problem, if I'm being 100% honest.
They should have gave him up for Harden, but
I agree. I fully agree.
They would have.
Ben Simmons is a worse shooter than Giannis, and that's a problem. If you can't shoot better than Giannis, that is a problem because he can't shoot.
He won't shoot. He won't.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. He won't.
Exactly.
Shoot. Like
at least Giannis will attempt to shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen so many clips, bro. I've seen so many clips of Ben Simmons like just like sitting in practice, like hitting at least 10 plus threes in a row. So why, like, how do you practice something, like, and you get like development with it, and then you're like, you get into the game, you're like, I'll leave that for the practice squad.
Literally, like, bro, forget everything I did in practice. I'm just not gonna work on it in game.
Like, what's the point of practice? Like, AI, like, practice? Like, no, just go into the game then.
I don't wait till it, bro.
Like, let's do it. Like,
literally, like they back off of Giannis at the free throw line. They can back off of Ben Simmons in the lane. If there was no 3-second call, you could just sit in the lane with him, bro.
They could play 4-on-5.
Like literally, you can play 4-on-5.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Like,
so y'all got any predictions for the game tonight? Then who y'all taking, Hawks or Sixers tonight?
It's 2-1 the Sixers way, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got Hawks tonight. I got Hawks.
You got Hawks tonight.
I think it's back.
Listen, I'll say this. I think the Hawks get it tonight. Sixers get it next game, and then it would be what? They'll make it 3-2, and then I'd say Hawks, and they take it.
Right. I got Hawks in 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that is gonna do it.
Are those all the series?
I think so.
Yes, sir. We covered everything. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of the God Next Podcast. Is gonna do it for this episode. Catch us next time.
Yeah.
We cover the playoffs as they keep going, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. Leave a comment, of course, with your predictions and your opinions, and we'll talk to you later. Catch you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Be safe, everyone. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all, Adam. Yeah.
It doesn't matter like how many people are on from your city, but it's more so like the quality that's put into it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I can say.
Simple with the explanation.
What you really